So this screencast is intended to help you begin your presentation assignment. There is work due today. You will give your presentations the week of April 9th. I will shortly have your specific dates and times of presentations up on Blackboard. But for today's work, which is due March 9th, you need to give me a table. So I have assigned each of you, as it says up here, a random pair of variables. You all will compare one group to another. You might compare men to women, whites to blacks, or rich to poor. That's just a random thing. I just randomly assign you what groups you're going to compare, and I randomly assign you a specific variable. So the example I will give you is called the variable smoke. So I won't give that to any of you, but you'll be able to see from my example of this variable I use what you need to do and what you need to turn in. So if you click on this link right here, just hover over it, or press the control key down, and then you'll click. And here you go. So in the row, you put the variable that I will assign you. In my case, is smoke. And then I will assign you either sex, race, or class. For example, let's say I gave you sex. What that means is you're going to compare men and women regarding how much they smoke. Now, this website is it's a site that has information on it's like a Gallup poll, just surveys of Americans over the years on a variety of topics. So you need to know exactly what questions were asked. What were the variables specifically? What's the variable specifically in question? So if you go to the output options and down here click on question text, that'll tell you the specific question that was asked. So once you have your row variable in the row, again, I'll make sure that you know what your row variable is. Your column variable, again, will be either sex or race or class. Once you click on question text, then click on run table, and boom, it comes up in a new tab here. If you go down here, here's what was asked. Do you smoke? You see the answers were just yes and no. Okay, so well, here's your table. So if you'll notice in the assignment, one thing I want you to talk about are both general trends and specific comparisons. The general trends are right here. So for the general trends in my assignment, I would say that you can use actual numbers or you can use abouts if you want. I'll use an about. About a third of all people surveyed said they did smoke, while about 2/3 said they did not smoke. That's my general trend. Your general trend does not compare group A to group B. And I'll run race and class also in just a sec so you can see what that looks like. So my general trend is about a third say they do smoke, about 2/3 say they don't smoke. Now you have to make a specific comparison. That's right here. So you either compare this to that or this to that. You don't need to do both. So if I do this right here, I would say in my specific comparisons, about 40% of males say they do smoke, whereas about 30% of females say they do smoke. That's all I need to say. So I gave you my general trends, I gave you my specific comparison. Now hold on, let me stop here. What you need to do is this table right here. This is what I want you to copy and paste. There are a number of ways of doing it. One way I like to try doing it is if you go to your snipping tool, again, the number of ways you can do this, just copy it there, right click, copy, go to Word, new document, paste, boom, that's it. Save a copy for yourself. So you would save this file and submit it to me. That's it. That's all that you need to do to turn in today. That's it. Okay. And anyway, let's go back here. Let's say that you, instead of sex, you have race. Let's say I had you compare one racial group to another. Run the table. Other people just ask their race in terms of the white, black, or something else. So we're going to ignore this column here since we don't know what those other racial groups specifically are. Again, you would talk about, in general, about a third of the people do smoke, 2/3 say they don't smoke. I'd say 34.2% of whites say they do smoke, 37% of blacks say they do smoke. I don't need you to worry about statistical significant comparisons. Don't worry about that. Compare this group to that group. If I'm going to have you compare social classes, what it looks like, This just means that people didn't identify what social class they were in. You could do any kind of comparison you want here. Again, your general trends is about a third of people say they do smoke, about 2/3 say they do not smoke. And then make whatever comparison you want. You might let's do lower and upper. 44.7% of individuals in the lower class say they do smoke, and just a little more than a quarter, 26.1% of people in upper class say they do smoke. And for your presentation, that's all you're talking about, at least for this part of the presentation, your table. Because one thing you will present in your presentation is this table. Again, take the table. You can do a Control-Alt-Print screen if you want, and then put this in a Word file. I need this table. Don't try typing it up and submitting it that way. Just copy it, put it in a Word document, and then submit that on Blackboard today. So I'll be in my office if you do have questions about any of this, so let me know.